Being poor is an advantage. Not having the most basic needs met is one of the strongest drive for any man. That's why you hear so many stories of rich people that came from poverty. My father came from poverty, and he didn't come from poverty in a Western country. He grew up in Bangladesh, which is very poor, obviously. Not a great country. He was poor in that country. Being rich there is like middle class in Western civilization, the Western world. But my father grew up poor in a poor country. He got so much wealth from just working. And most of the time, we young men, we don't understand. Like, we hear these stories so much, we almost ridicule it. Like, yeah, what's another poor man becoming rich? But almost every young man is depressed. Every young man has no purpose, is lost, is poor. And when I say poor right now, I mean poor inside. But financially speaking as well, being poor is a very strong drive. If you do not have things, that's a very strong drive to want more. Running away from your problems with video games or drugs is not the answer. Most men, myself included, previously, we run away from our problems with video games and drugs because the real world is just too hard. And after we play our, CSGO match, that's what I grew up playing, right? After you play like a match of CSGO to like escape reality, you end up coming back to real life where you're not happy with your life situation. Most people that do play a lot of video games are not successful. There's esport players that are successful, but they always keep that as a side hustle. That's a very respectable grind. When they have a job and they're doing things on the side, and one of those things is playing video games, but they go the extra mile. They don't just sit at their desk and play video games. They go out, trying to find teams or whatever. And it's very difficult. Nothing in life is easy, not even video games, if you're trying to be successful with it. If every day you play video games and you're not really doing anything out of your comfort zone, then you're not really progressing. You're not making any difference to your life. You're not changing anything. Most young men simply don't have the drive. This is very important, but the average young man is either, if he's somewhat like me, not gifted with good looks and a good body, addicted to porn, addicted to video games, addicted to drugs, something to escape. And if not if they have good genetics, but they still don't end up successful, it's because they engage in instant gratification just at a higher level. So like they'll go to clubs and shit, and then they'll hook up with whoever. But, you know, they're still spending money partying. They're not making money. They're not going out of their comfort zone. So they don't really change anything about their lives. The feeling of anxiety. The feelings of anxiety, the feelings of incompleteness, the feelings of inadequacy is a signal from your mind to your body. It's telling you that there is something in your life that you're not happy with and you should do something about it. And the more time you spend not focusing on that one aspect, improving your life, you fall more. You become more depressed, so you need more stronger escape. You need to play video games for the entire day to run away from the thoughts of inadequacy. You need to smoke stronger and stronger weed, higher and higher THC levels and CBD levels to let you know that you're okay. And then when you're done, you come back to reality. You come back where you're right where you began. And all the good feelings that you're having, all the dopamine rush that you had, that didn't take you anywhere. That dopamine was fake. It was fake happiness. Poor people stay poor when they spend money on that. When they spend money trying to escape reality instead of trying to improve. And if your thoughts are, what if I work my entire life and I don't go anywhere? Then you're not in the right mindset. Men who don't run away from their problems, masculine sort of like the quote unquote Chad, whatever, right? Like the whole, it's crazy that that's something that's ridiculed. Being strong as a man is ridiculed now. But a strong man who is grounded on reality and doesn't escape always tries to find solution, but in the real world always finds success, always have found success throughout history. We have amazing minds, we have amazing thinking abilities, we are able to achieve so much, but we don't. We run around looking for escape. If you are someone that struggles with this, if you have thoughts, crazy, depressing thoughts about suicide, which I've had and I've attempted in the past, it's not even that bad to even think about, because that's just, it's been something that I've always thought about. But if you're someone who's that down bad, you need to sit and think why. And if that gives you anxiety, if you're not able to handle the truth, now you know. You need to learn to handle the truth. And there's no easy way of doing that. There's no, pill to make reality easy, because reality is not easy, especially for men. In the modern days, in the modern world, it's so easy to consume, but it's so difficult to to create. Every average man that remains average wishes they've done something with their life. But when they were young and they're not ambitious, they will actively point towards the person who is ambitious and make fun of him. If someone makes fun of you for being ambitious, for working towards what you want, and you let that affect you, which is worse? The feelings of feeling inadequate and depressed and not good enough, or being made fun of while working and struggling with it? One of them gives you no solution. One of them gives you instant gratification, like video games and drugs and porn. You escape for that amount of time. You're like super excited with like insane amounts of dopamine, and then you come back to reality, and now you are what you were: depressed, alone, sad, weak. Or the other one, where now you have something. It's struggle in the moment. It's instant struggle for delayed gratification. Whereas the other one is instant gratification for delayed struggle. You can decide either one of these sides to struggle, or to struggle now or to struggle later. I don't know if I switched hands, but everyone has that choice. Whether they want to struggle right now, begin the struggle, or do they want to struggle later? And every story of a poor man coming up, they decided to struggle then. They've sacrificed so much comfort. You have the potential to sort of, that's the amount of comfort you can indulge in right now if you so wish to be. Play some video games, jerk off, smoke weed. You'll be at the height of your dopamine. You're happy. But what happens when you're done? What happens when now you're trying to go to sleep and the next day comes around? What have you done to make that next day any better? The thoughts that you were having, the anxieties, got stronger. Because now you have twice the incentive to start. But the struggle is also twice as difficult. And the more you delay the struggle, the harder it gets. If you're thinking that I should have started early when the struggle wouldn't be that hard, then you're not hearing the words that I'm saying. It's a struggle. Regardless of when you start, it's struggle. Struggle never comes easy. Instant gratification always comes easy. It's so easy for the rational mind to pick instant gratification now, because that's where you are. You're in the moment, you're in the now. And right now you want to feel better, so fucking watch porn, jerk off, right? Play video games, whatever you do, you're happy in that moment. And by choosing that, by taking this path, you become more depressed in the future. You're genuinely fucking your future self by being happy right now. Either that, or you choose to struggle now. You're not happy. You're confused, you're anxious, you're jumping all over the place, you're trying to, put everything together. And you go to bed knowing that today you struggled. So tomorrow when you wake up, you have very little amount of progress, which is still better than nothing, which is what you used to wake up with. Zero progress. You went from 0 to 1. And now you began. You keep going. 2, 3. Your progress goes up a little bit. You see the fruits of your struggle 10 years down the line. You don't see it in a month, 2 months, 3 months. Successful people decide to struggle even when they don't have to. You don't see a rich person overindulge. When they do, they fall. If you're a gamer, this story is very, very obvious to you. The creator of Minecraft, Notch, super successful by selling the game to Microsoft, but he overindulged in his success. When before he was struggling, he was working, and he made an amazing game, a literal world inside a computer that automatically generates. That's work. That is the work. And the result of the work is what you do right now when you play video games. If you play Minecraft, that's all of his work. But after the success, he decided to indulge. He lost balance. There's two types of rich people. Rich people that stay rich and rich people who are depressed. The rich people that stay rich, to this day, they struggle. The struggle never stops. Nothing ever becomes easy. Life simply keeps getting difficult. So, why would you choose that? Why would I want to struggle when I can actively choose not to? Because even when I don't, I still struggle. Even when I decide to be happy now, I struggle afterwards. And so do you. So does everyone. I'm not saying anything new here. I'm more worried that I'm gonna sound repetitive. But the importance of these advice that I got them in, I process, I understand it, and now I regurgitate it only for one reason, is that I hope that whoever is watching this, you understand what these advices hold. I think that's about everything I wanted to cover with why being poor is an advantage. That's about it.